Welcome back, guys, to video number 4, and today we're going to talk about a very important subject that is something you're going to have to incorporate in your training. It's one of the most important things that you can do. We've already talked about nutrition, we've talked about supplementation, but there's one key element that you have to have in your training in order to build the most amount of muscle, and that's time under tension. Time under tension is very, very important when building muscle. And what I mean by time under tension, it's about the amount of tension you place on your muscle in a certain amount of time. What you'll see a lot of guys do in the gym is they're kind of swinging the weight back and forth, and they're not really getting the full amount of tension that they could be getting if they were doing it properly. So when you're doing time under tension, what you really want to focus on is that you want your mind to focus on that particular muscle that you're training. So say, for instance, you're doing a bicep curl. Most people will feel tension at the top of the movement, but are they feeling tension on the way down in the movement? So what I would recommend for you guys, and this is very important, that whenever you're training any type of muscle, you want to engage the muscle throughout the whole range of movement, the whole range. So again, for a bicep curl, when you come on the way up, you're going to feel that tension, but then keep your biceps flexed even on the way down, and use kind of like a 3-second tempo on the way down. So that's another thing, there's a certain tempo that you need to use. A lot of tempos will do like a 3-0-1-0, which basically means you're going to take 3 seconds to lower weight, one second pause at the bottom, and then you're going to bring it back up. So that's how you really want to keep tension on your muscles. Because here's the reality of the matter. You could lift very, very heavy weight, okay, but you may not necessarily build the kind of muscle that you're looking for. You'll see a lot of guys, they come in there, they got their egos, they're trying to lift heavier than everybody else, but are they really getting that tension on their muscles? And what you'll find is that when you keep your muscles flexed throughout the whole range of movement, you're going to have to drop the weight. You're not going to be able to lift as heavy as you think you can because you're going to be flexing that muscle the whole time. Because here's the reality. Your muscles don't know the difference between a heavy weight and a light weight. So you could build just as much muscle with a 40-pound weight as opposed to an 80-pound weight. You know what I'm saying? So like for your chest, if you're doing like dumbbells, you could build muscle using 40 pounds if you're using the right amount of tension on your pecs. So for pecs, on the way down, you want to keep your pecs flexed, and then you want to keep them flexed all the way at the top. So the whole movement, you're keeping your muscles nice and tensed and flexed. And I'm going to show you guys an example. I'm going to show you a video of me doing a bicep curl with dumbbells, but I'm also wrapping rubber bands around the dumbbells, so I'm getting actually extra tension. So go ahead and watch that video, guys, and I'll come right back.
That feel better? Yeah. And down. Put it down. 25. Come down a little bit. Come on. Oh.
Oh man. Bands, baby. So as you can see in that video, I had rubber bands and I had them wrapped around dumbbells. And what that does is that creates even extra tension. So on the way down, as you notice, I was going down really, really slow with those rubber bands pulling against my muscles. So that created even more tension. So I would recommend, incorporating some type of bands in your training. You're going to get a lot out of bands. You can use bands for so many things. You can even wrap them around barbells. So when you're doing chest press, that's going to create more tension on your pecs. You can use them for virtually anything. You can even use them from squats, deadlifts. If you want to do deadlifts, you could wrap rubber bands around the bars and then you step on the bands with your feet. That's going to create extra tension. So that's just what I want to cover today in this video, is just make sure you're using time under tension. It's very, very important. It's going to build the most amount of muscle, And I know you guys have probably been in the gym, you've seen guys kind of doing cheat reps and they're just swinging the weight. Now some of those guys are on performance enhancing drugs as well, so you can kind of get away with that. But for you natural guys that want to do things the right way and you want to stay natural and stay away from the drugs, you're going to have to think about other ways to build muscle rather than using those type of drugs. So tension is key. Just make sure you're using tension. Make sure you're flexing the muscle throughout the whole range of movement. I can't stress that enough. It's something that I've incorporated in my training, and you're going to have to slow down. When you're using tension, you're definitely going to have to slow down. You're not going to be able to go really fast with any movement. Make sure to do at least a 3 or 4 second negative on the way down while you're flexing that muscle. So that's all I want to talk to you guys about today. Very important that you incorporate time under tension, and I'll see you guys in the next video.